Welcome to StarWatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Imagine one of Asia's brightest stars stepping into the darkest role of his career. Wang Yibo, known for his charm and musical talent, is about to shock the world. In director Cao Baoping's upcoming film The Best of You, The Worst of Me, Yibo transforms into a human trafficker. Yes, you heard that right. And this transformation will leave you questioning not just him, but yourself. In The Best of You, The Worst of Me, the true power of the story lies not in the crimes committed or the dangers lurking in the shadows, but in the fragile awakening of conscience that emerges from the darkness. At the center of this transformation is Wang Yibo's character, a man whose life once shimmered with the possibility of music. He was a dreamer, a boy who longed to let his hands speak through the piano, shaping emotions into melody. But when poverty and responsibility stripped him of those dreams, the music fell silent. In its place came choices that led him deeper into a criminal world where innocence was crushed and human life reduced to a transaction. What makes his journey compelling is not only the weight of his fall but the spark of redemption he begins to discover. This spark takes form in an unexpected bond with a young girl, a victim of the very system he has become entangled in. Her wide eyes reflect a world still untouched by cruelty, her presence a reminder of the purity he once carried within himself. She trusts him without question, and it is this trust that pierces his hardened shell. Each small gesture, each shared moment, unsettles him, stirring the memories of the person he once wished to be. The emotional tension grows as he realizes that the choices before him are no longer about survival alone. They are about responsibility, about protecting the innocence that still exists in a world overshadowed by greed and violence. The girl's faith in him is not simply a comfort. It is a challenge, urging him to confront his own humanity and decide whether he will remain a pawn of darkness or rise against it. This is where Wang Yibo's role takes on extraordinary significance. His performance must balance two extremes: the cruelty of a man bound by crime and the vulnerability of one rediscovering the fragments of his soul. The audience is invited to feel his inner conflict, to sense the quiet storm raging beneath his exterior. In those silent glances and hesitant decisions, the film reveals its greatest truth. Even in the depths of despair, the possibility of redemption still flickers. And it is in that flicker that the story finds its deepest resonance. As the story races towards its climax, the conflict tightens like a vice, forcing every character into a confrontation with truth. The criminal world that once seemed unshakable reveals its most merciless face under the command of Kara Hui's ringleader, a woman who embodies greed and cruelty in its rawest form. Her authority is absolute, her hunger for power unrelenting, and under her shadow, lives are bought and sold without hesitation. Against this formidable force stands Liao Fan's police officer, a man who represents not only justice but an unyielding belief that the law can prevail even in the darkest corners of society. He is not a hero adorned with glamour but one forged by persistence, courage, and the conviction that evil must be exposed. Trapped between these two extremes is Wang Yibo's protagonist, a man torn apart by conflicting allegiances. Once bound by necessity to serve the underworld, he now stands at a crossroads where every choice carries unbearable consequences. The bond with the young girl has become more than an accident of fate. It is the one thread connecting him back to humanity. To walk away would be easier, but the cost would be her life and the final burial of his conscience. To resist, however, is to risk his own destruction, to turn against a world that does not forgive betrayal. The tension grows with every decision he hesitates to make, and the audience feels the weight pressing down on him. The climax is not defined by violence alone, but by the profound struggle within his heart. In one moment, the facade of the criminal begins to crumble, revealing a man desperate for redemption. His choice to fight back, to protect the child and expose the crimes of the organization, is not a simple act of defiance. It is a declaration that even the most broken soul can reclaim its dignity. As the chase intensifies, the lines between villain and savior blur, leaving the audience suspended in fear and hope. What resonates most deeply is not whether he will succeed or fail, but the courage it takes to choose light when darkness has already claimed so much of him. This decision transforms the climax into something larger than justice. It becomes a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The heart of the best of you, the worst of me, does not lie solely in its tense storyline or its unflinching portrayal of crime. Its true essence lies in what the story leaves behind once the final scene fades. At its core, this film is not just about a man who falls into darkness or even about his struggle to find redemption. It is about us, about the choices every individual faces when life grows unbearable and the path forward seems clouded by despair. The film asks a question that lingers long after the credits roll. When confronted by hardship, do we surrender to bitterness, or do we search for the fragments of hope that still flicker within us? Wang Yibo's character embodies this universal dilemma. He begins as a dreamer, a boy who wanted nothing more than to express beauty through music. His descent into crime is tragic, but it is also recognizable. Many viewers will see in him a reflection of their own battles against circumstance, of dreams put on hold by reality, of compromises made in silence. Yet the film does not trap us in despair. Through the fragile trust of a young girl, through the unexpected stirrings of conscience, it reminds us that even in a world steeped in cruelty, a moment of kindness has the power to alter everything. This message resonates beyond the screen. It forces us to reflect on our own lives, to question how often we have allowed fear, greed, or exhaustion to drown out the better parts of ourselves. The film does not offer easy answers, nor does it suggest that redemption comes without cost. Instead, it tells us that change requires courage, that dignity can only be reclaimed by facing the very darkness we once chose. In this way, the story becomes not just entertainment but a mirror, urging us to confront our own capacity for both destruction and renewal. What lingers after watching is not only the fate of the characters but the reminder that every human being carries both the best and the worst within them. The difference lies in the choices we make when tested. By daring to illuminate the most painful realities of society, while still preserving a glimmer of light, director Cao Baoping delivers more than a crime film. He delivers a work of reflection, a call to recognize that our humanity is never truly lost unless we decide to abandon it. Ultimately, the best of you, the worst of me leaves us with a lesson as powerful as any scene in the film. That redemption is not a distant dream reserved for saints or heroes, but a possibility available to every person willing to confront themselves honestly. It is this truth that gives the story its deepest resonance, and it is this truth that audiences will carry with them long after the screen turns dark. If this story has caught your attention, stay with us here on StarWatch Now. We'll bring you the latest updates on Wang Yibo, behind-the-scenes insights, and much more from the world of film and drama. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and remember, every star has a story, and every story has the power to inspire. See you in the next video.